Well, I'm keenly aware that I'm the last thing between you and the bar, so I'll try and keep it up. And
there is no, it's not the bar after.
no bar.
There's a bar after. You're not keeping us between drinks. You're good.
I stand corrected. Anyhow, so I'm not the VP of customer success at a technology company. I'm the CEO of an agency called Traction. And the title of my talk today is a mashup of user experience and storytelling. Why was I invited here to speak to you today? Well, my agency's been very successful. We were just named the #1 independent agency in the United States by iMedia. We were named the #1 interactive agency by B2B Magazine last year. Personally, I was named one of the 3 most influential digital creatives in the United States by Media Post last year. And the reason that my agency has had the success, I think, is in large part because of this word mashup. We are a mashup. Although our slides don't fit on the projector, it says tastes great. But we started our agency in 2001, and we were founded by a programmer and 3 designers, right? Like bringing together creative and technology. We had been in both advertising and we had been in web development and user experience design. And today, that may not be that unusual a combination of skills. But 14 years ago, it really was. I started off my career at DDB. I was working at which is an ad agency, right? And DDB was founded by, it was Doyle, Dane, and Bernbach. It was founded by Bill Bernbach, who's the godfather of modern advertising. And this is an ad that he wrote in the 60s, like the Mad Men era. They'll talk about Bill Bernbach in the show. And this ad really changed advertising because it was the first time that storytelling really came into play to connect with customers and sell products, right? This is a picture of a Volkswagen, and it says lemon. It says lemon on the bottom. And if you read the body copy, it's all about this car that you might think is perfect, but we call it a lemon because Inspector Kirk Kroner found a blemish on the glove compartment. So it's not up to our standards, right? So telling stories, as Jenny talked about earlier, it connects with people on an emotional level, right? And that's why advertising works. I also, starting very early on, back in the late 90s, was working in user experience design. And I was a designer. And as a designer, I learned that this was my toolkit. I talked about personas and use cases and sitemaps and wireframes, right? In fact, I was taught that good UX is invisible, right? Like, has anyone ever heard that phrase? UX is invisible, right? But that's bullshit, right? People say that. What they mean by that is that it's about anticipating what someone's looking for, right? But user experience is about more than that, right? It has the ability to not just anticipate behavior, but to shape it, right? And when you combine storytelling and user experience, that's the potential that you can create. Because today, your product and your experience are one and the same. Your user experience is your product, right? Like, how many people flew in here today? Anyone? Number of people, right? You fly in on Delta, right? The website that you make your reservations on is as much Delta as the plane, right? The app that you check in on is as much Delta as the flight attendant, right? It's all part of the experience that you as a user encounter when you work with that, you engage with that brand. And this is important. Right? Because today, storytelling is not just something that a copywriter in a Madison Avenue agency has the ability to do. Right? It used to be, a one-sided affair. Storytelling was, whoever had the money to create, to spend on TV spots and print ads and billboards was the one who had the power to tell a story. Today we all do, right? And if your experience is great, people will advocate for you. And the flip side of that is that if your experience sucks, people will advocate against you. You know, take this for example. This is Holiday Inn. This is their website today, right? Is this a story that you want to tell? Like, I was part of Holiday Inn. This is a story I want to like sweep under the rug and hide from, right? Look at Airbnb, right? Sorry the top is getting cut off, right? But it's beautiful, welcome home. They still have the transactional capability, right? You can search there, but it's about a story. It's thinking about my weekend. It's, you know, just scroll down the page. It's telling individual stories of people who are hosts and guests and the travels that they had, the adventures that they had. I want to get on this website and figure out how I tell my story, right? And this is why Airbnb has become the biggest hotel company, you know, and eclipsed every hotel company in the planet, right? This is Shop Your Way, right, from Sears. This is their new portal for the center of their, literally, they consider this the future of their online shopping experience. So what is it? Like, you know, you're missing the top where it just has the logo, basically, and some navigation. But it's like some Pinterest knockoff, like with random stuff when I show up. I don't get it. I click shop in the navigation, and I get this weird little box with these brands. Is that shopping my way? Right? They got, get advice. Need help from an in-store pro. Who wants advice from this guy? Right? Kim Kardashian is hanging out on their website. I'm not quite sure why. You know, like they got, I clicked on, I'm getting messages. Look at all these messages I got. I have no idea what these things are, right? I got follow requests. These people randomly on my thing, you know, because I signed up. I got a, you know, a loyalty program, right? These people want to follow me? I don't know any of these people. What? It's creepy. This is not telling stories. This is not anticipating your customers. This is feature bombing. And that's a common problem that we see in user experience, right? I'm very influential, if you didn't notice. And I have a great clout score. So Chevy pinged me on and said, hey, sent me an email, said, you can have a free Chevy Volt for the weekend, right? Very nice, right? We'll bring it to your house. Parked out in front of my house, right? Beautiful car, electric. Plug it in my garage. And all my neighbors are like, ooh, that's cool. And I'm like, oh, I'm very influential. I fucking ran a red light because their dashboard was so confusing. I couldn't find the air conditioning. And I don't think that is the story that Chevy wanted me to tell you. Feature bombing. It's a bunch of buttons. Let's just throw everything out there, right? You know, let's look at a different approach. This is a new investing site called Betterment. Investing made better, right? Take a look at this video, right, of their user experience. You know, you get to the site, it's spacious, get advice, invest, relax. These are the things I want to do. I want to relax. You know, scroll down, I see a picture, it's got some benefit messages here, you know. Tell us about yourself. See our advice. I'll do that. Tell us about me, right? So it scrolls down, boom, fill in a few boxes. 44, I look 43, but you know, I make $1 million a year. Boom, you know, it's walking me through the experience. This is where I want to invest, right? I mean, what are my options, right? Citibank? I designed this website in 1997. No, I took a screenshot of this last week. I mean, I didn't do, but this is the kind of thing that, you know, the competition is doing, right? And who are you going to tell a story about? This is the thing my agency did for Kelly Moore Paints, right? Kelly Moore Paints wanted to launch a new color system, right? They had never before really talked to consumers, right? And they'd always been kind of like the painter's paint store. They wanted to build inroads with consumers. So we gave them a tool that allowed them to design and share their own color palette, right? And they could access it from wherever they wanted, design, pick their own colors, save it, share it. 38% of people this is a regional brand. 60,000 people use this app in Northern California alone. And of the 60,000 people, 38% shared on Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest the color palettes that they created, right? They're telling stories of what their own living room or their bedroom or their kitchen is going to look like. They're telling that story, and they're including Kelly Moore in it. That's the power of great user experience. Yahoo, right? I love Yahoo Weather. Does anyone have Yahoo Weather on their phone? Such a beautiful app, right? I always scroll down and look at the wind pressure. Every time I go, I don't give a shit what the wind pressure is. But I look at it every time because it's so beautiful. It's such a great experience, right? This is me in January, right? Bragging to my friends back home in New York that it was 72 degrees in Oakland, right? I took a screenshot and I posted it on Facebook. That is customer advocacy. You know, look at Salesforce. This was supposed to pop up my 22 billion, so sorry about that. I'm spoiling my slide. But Salesforce, you know, full disclosure, been a client of Attractions. But, you know, Salesforce was founded on this principle that Mark Benioff had been in enterprise software, and he had worked at Oracle, and he said, why is it that all this enterprise software has a user experience that sucks? Right? He was on Amazon. He's like, why isn't my customer relationship management as easy as Amazon? Let's make it that way, right? And create an experience that was easy to use and fun to use and simple to use, right? And they have a $22 billion market cap today. So that's my talk. Keeping it short and sweet. I don't even know where I'm at on timing, but you know, the point is that user experience, storytelling, they're interwoven, and your customers are the ones who are telling stories today. And if you provide them with a great experience, they will tell great stories. Thank you.